My name is Enolia, and this is my challenge is. This is a complex case that I'm going to share with you. A very successful woman came to me after surgical menopause. She had the surgery for over a year. And she told me that she can't do it anymore. She ended up depressed because of a menopause, and she doesn't know what to do. A little bit of background. Her sister died within a year from breast cancer, and the doctor suggested this particular surgery, a hysterectomy, more precisely, which, if you think about it, doesn't have too much connection, but in a way it does, to make sure that she doesn't end up with ovarian or uterus cancer. All right. So her sister died from breast cancer, right? Nevertheless, these two cancers are estrogenic cancers. I had one of those. There is a link between them, but there is not direct threat. And after the surgical menopause, they gave her all kind of hormonal therapy. I actually had the same surgery as she had, and I did not have any hormonal therapy. And this particular hormonal therapy practically destroyed her life. She was having hot flashes. She was sweating when she was sleeping. She was having headaches. She gained weight, and she was a person that liked yoga. And she ended up depressed. And for the first time in her life, she ended up with depression. And she never, ever had depression before. But her sister and her mother had depression after going through a complex 7 month program. There is a couple of things that she has resolved. First of all, she understood why she put herself in a situation that was no need for it. She had no cancer. She had not even pre-cancer. She put herself in that situation of having a hysterectomy for no reason, because even if your sister dies within a year, it doesn't mean anything about you. And she put herself through all this depression. And this is the conclusion she got to. She never understood her sister's and her mother's depression. They were gone now. They could have never explained it to her. It's not possible. Somebody that doesn't have depression doesn't understand somebody's depression. It's just not possible. So the reason why in her life she chose this path of practice, putting herself in depression, because this is exactly what she did, making a choice of hysterectomy when it was no need for it, was to understand depression. That was it. To understand depression. And the moment she realized this, that this is the whole ordeal she had, she realized that her mother and her sister were not big complainers. She understood now how they felt, and she also found the solution how to get out, because this is what we're teaching them. And they actually, a lot of times, it's quite unimaginable, but a lot of times we make decisions of life to grow and expand beyond something that we even acknowledge, we even understand. In this case, she had to become depressed to understand what depression is, understand her mother and her sister, and also get over it. But otherwise, if she would have asked for help from us, probably she would have stayed in that condition for the rest of her life. And guess what? She didn't need any hormonal treatments anymore. And she was absolutely totally fine. She only had to understand why herself has made such decisions and what it was all about. And then she succeeded to lose weight, to get off hormone treatments, and be just totally fine. She just hadn't chosen it. Sometimes we make choices in life that look failures and that look to be the wrong choice. But fortunately, there is a universe or God or whoever you believe it, that it always brings us to the right direction if we're willing to listen and if we're willing to ask for help for our challenge. I wanted to share this case with you because this was an extraordinary case, absolutely extraordinary. She was absolutely reborn after it, and she saw the world with very different eyes, with new eyes. You're listening to My Challenge is podcast with Anna Lanier. If you have a challenge in life, and if you would like to get the answer hopefully, make sure you go to mychallengeis.org for your free answer.